Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Times Square is a rather popular game. I've seen it reprinted a few times, but the version I have is in the two-player Kosmos line. This is a very historic and stored game of games that people loved. I don't know why they quit making these games, but perhaps it was a lack of design. I think the quality went off at some point, and there are some hit and misses, but there are some very good games in this collection. Times Square is one of those games that have really stood the test of time. It's a simple tug of war. You want to get Sue on your side of the board when it ends. You can be managing a hand of cards, and when you play a card, you can move the pieces across the board. And there are different things going on and different pieces that you can move onto your side. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to get them to go this way, and you're trying to get her to go that way. Do you play little cards and chip away, or do you go for that one big move that could possibly win the game for you? And that's going to be the kind of push and pull, if you will, in this game. It's not a complicated game. It's a light filler. Some people claim that it can be as quick as 5 minutes, and I've played games up to 20 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes would be the norm. I think that that's going to be a very quick game. Tug of War, which when I first got into gaming, I did a review of this. I think this is my 19th written review ever was of this game. And I was a lot more positive on it than I am now. This is turning into a mechanism that I don't enjoy as much as I used to. This little tug of war. At the end of the day, it just feels like I'm going back and forth. And of course, that's what I'm doing. But it doesn't feel like I'm getting a payoff for that. Or a luck of a draw. Or the randomness of something could cause the winner to happen. Or maybe the game just ended and I miscalculated that. Versus strategic long-term decisions being put. So it's not a mechanism I enjoy anymore. It's now going to go to a purge. This was a keeper at one point. But now I think I gotta let this one pass by. It's just not something we find ourselves bringing to the table at all. Here's Reiner Knizia's Times Square. It's part of the Kosmos two-player line. Very popular gaming series that you have here. You're gonna get an advertisement inside. You're gonna get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. Then you're gonna get a nice little insert. It's gonna be your board, which will basically be a tug-of-war tracker through here. A nice little insert. It's not custom for this, although it's custom. Nothing goes in here. You're going to have these cards. The artwork is a little bit generic, clip art kind of look to it. It's fine. The card quality is really good. Don't have any issues with that. You're going to have these big wooden pieces inside. These will be the people that will be moving up and down. They're pretty cute, actually. And they have a little style to them. I like these guys. Honestly, they're like silhouettes of the people they're supposed to be. At the time of the release, these were really cool pieces that you were getting with this game. And the components are really good. They've held up well over the years. Here are the rules for the book. You're going to have an overview and goal with a picture of all the contents here, really ahead of its time. You're going to open it up like this and be able to read through, picture with setup, some more things in here about what you can do, game end, and description of all the cards over here. On the back, you can have some special functions and a detailed example with pictures of what you're going to see. Probably going to need about 5-10 minutes, depending on how quick of a reader you are, to digest this. Really, all the rules for the game are sitting in here. Everything else, either examples or further explanations. On your turn, you're going to set the people up like this. Everybody will get 8 cards in their hand, and then you're set up and ready to go. The winner of the game is when I can get Charlie or Sue on their end of the board. Or if you go through the deck twice, whoever has it on their side of the board will be the winner of the game. And you want to get Saucy Sue on your side if the deck runs through this twice. What you're trying to do is get any of the characters to the 2 spaces here that will be your club or your nightclub. When you do that, then Charlie will move towards you, and that's what you're trying to do is get all the way into your club. On your turn, you're going to do 3 actions. You can play cards, all of one color, so I want to play this. I could move the red one 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can always move that player if I wanted to move the green one, etc. So the only rule of this is Sue has to be between the bodyguards. So if I played this, she could move 1, but she could never move here because the bodyguard is there. The bodyguard would have to be moved first. She just has to be in between the bodyguards. Or if you don't want to play the cards to play, you can also always move Sue or one of the bodyguards where Handsome Hal is. So you can move here without playing a card if this was set up this way. Let's say it was like this. You're trying to get him to go this way. And Hal was here. You have a setup like this. I could just move Sue here in lieu of playing a card. Let's say Sue was here. I could do that. I could just move a bodyguard down here instead. So Sue or the bodyguards can just move where Hal is, but you still have to have the restriction that Sue is in between the bodyguards. If you don't want to do any of those 2 options, you can discard as many cards as you want and draw replacements from the deck. Regardless of what action you take, you always draw back up to 8 at the end of your turn. Then, let's just say it's something like this, you can move Charlie for every space of somebody in your club. So in this case, I have 3. If he was here in the middle, 1, 2, 3, he would move towards this one. So you want to get as many people in your club as possible so Charlie will be attracted to go there. Or, if all 3, the 2 bodyguards and Sue are one space, Charlie would move 1 additional space, all 3. If they were something like this, he would not move the extra thing because he's not on all the same side of the board, with this manhole cover being the center of the board. Then the other players take their turn the same way. The game ends once again when Charlie or Sue is in the club down here, or you go through the deck twice, and it's whatever side Sue happens to be on. That's how you play Times Square. Who should buy this game? Anybody looking for a very small, short filler for 2 players? If you like that tug-of-war mechanism, I think you're really going to like this. If you never played this game, this is a classic, historically sound game that I can easily recommend. Check this out at your next gaming conference or order a used copy online. Unfortunately, it's going to be a purge for us.